Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. I hope you guys had a great weekend and did a lot of studying, research, some things that I'll go over. It's Monday, all right? First reminder on Monday, in the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, be careful with your entries because if the stock does not move into that direction continuously or stalls at that price action, you're likely to lose a lot of premium on your 1 2 week out options, weekly or maybe 1 2 weeks out. So make sure you know this and let the trades come to you. Look for the great setups. And another thing that you want to know this week is you should all know this. We've been repeating, but if you haven't, then I'll just remind you guys that we do have FOMC on December 14 and 15, right? And as you guys can see on my screen, the keywords that you're going to be looking for is hawkish and dovish. That will set the tone for that day, and then we see how Thursday and Friday, how the market reacts, and that will lead us into the Santa rally or dip, whatever it may be. And we have option expiration this Friday, right? Also quad witching, right, known as. So just do some work on that research. I'll type the words here, so you guys can look up what that is and understand how it makes the options volatile on Friday. Quad witching. All right. So this is something you want to know. It happens 4 times a year, once every quarter, third month usually, right? December is the last one for this year, so it's this week. All right. And we have Alibaba Investor Day on December 16 and 17. So that's something I'm going to be paying attention to very in a lot of depth, because I want to know what they're saying, because that's one opportunity that we might have into 2022. Who knows? Maybe it goes to 180. I have no idea. But that Investors Day will give us some hints. All right. Now on to some tickers. SPY. We already went over this last night, but those that have did not attend, we're near all-time highs, 470. It's just in a nice little uptrend. It's been continuing since the pandemic with small dips along the way on certain headlines. This week, after Wednesday, I think if we trade above 470 and we hold, we're likely to continue into Santa rally that we call it. All right. So not much to talk about here. It's at all-time highs. Let's see what happens. Be very patient with your trades. If you're trying to go long on certain stocks, I would probably wait until Wednesday after the FOMC, because after that maybe you can get better entries, or maybe you might avoid getting into your longs. All right, so that's something. And Qs, same thing, near all-time highs. We want a solid hold above 400, right? And overnight futures, tech is actually up a little bit more than S&P, and then S&P is a little bit up more than Dow. Dow is flat, S&P is a little up, Nasdaq is higher. All right, so tech is definitely strong and is likely powered by Apple, as we know. So I'm going to go over the Apple chart as well. So above 400 on the Qs, we probably see a rally in tech. All right, and we do have some gap fills to the bottom. They don't have to be filled. It can just continue going higher. All right. Financials, I also went over last night. We need a solid 40-50 hold. All right, hold above 40, but we need a $40.50 plus hold. If we can get that on XLF, financial banks will be in play. All right. And now let's start with the chart that I'm going to cover, the tickers that I gave you guys. Apple was the first one. Apple just insane strength. If we take a 173.88, this level was given to you guys. We nailed Apple, right? I did not nail it like I wanted to, right? I was in the 180 calls this week at I think 65 or 70 cents, which I sold for break even on Monday on the small little dip that we had, right, in the first 5 minutes. I should have held on to it, but again, I just managed as per my account based on this price action that what if this is the top, right? So that's fine. Sometimes you will get out of great trades at a, like you get out when the stock's about to run, and I got out at the stop loss and then it just didn't look back, right? So I missed it. It's okay, it happens, right? Now I'll be looking for a little pullback or maybe a toppy action on Apple in the coming days, and then maybe do some bear spreads to take advantage of that premium. So I'm not going to chase Apple here. I already missed the move. All right. But 173.88 was the level. We fly higher. It's blue skies breakout, and I think it's going to hit a $3 trillion in the market cap. And one stat that you do want to know, when a stock hits a $1 trillion market cap, T was just talking to me about this, that there's usually a correction or a pullback. All right. Not many companies have hit a $1 trillion mark, but whenever they have, there's usually a small little correction. So Apple, if it hits 3 trillion, does it continue higher, or do we get a little pullback? So we'll see how it happens. And but for now, if you're in, ride the wave, increase your stop losses on profits, and just enjoy the ride, I guess. Microsoft, The next Apple move they're saying in the market, right? Nobody knows obviously, but Microsoft is very impressive. If I go on the weekly chart on Microsoft, we had a nice little recovery. It recovered the last 2 weeks and a nice little bullish move. This is a very powerful move. This usually says that okay, we're gonna continue going higher. All right, and closing your all-time highs as long as we continue holding above the 340 level, and if we can take out the high of the November 22nd high, which was 349, around number I would say 350. If we can take out 350 and continue, we likely see much higher on Microsoft. So keep an eye on it. I know it's extended. Sometimes people also thought Microsoft was extended when it hit 200. It never stopped. It almost doubled, right? So from 350, I wouldn't be surprised if I see this at 400. Anything is possible. I don't want to predict a top. If I try to predict a top, I'm probably going to be wrong. All right, all these people that tried to predict the top here were all wrong. So ride the trend, in my opinion. Above 350, we likely see move towards 370, 380, and then 400, and so on. Amazon, we had another price target raise at Cowen today, 4,500. And I think given the tech is strong, I'm just going to remove all my drawings here, make the chart clean. On the weekly, one thing that I want you guys to understand on this stock, the reason I've been repeating this for the last few months, the move that's going to happen in Amazon, if you catch the breakout, it might happen this month, it might happen in January, it might happen in 2024. I don't know when it's going to happen. But when the breakout happens, and if you happen to be on the right side on Amazon on this breakout, I just know one thing. You can write your profits, and this alone can double, triple, 1,000%, 2,000% on your accounts, but even if you manage risk by going in small. That's the payout on Amazon, right? So, but it requires a lot of patience, right? Obviously, managing account is must. I'm not saying buy here or anything, but all I'm saying is on the weekly, in the last 14, 15 months, lately is starting to hold above 3,450, 3,500, which it doesn't usually do. All right, usually gives up. If the tech rally is real, if we rally after FOMC, Amazon is one name that you want to have on your radar. And you guys already know our numbers for confirmation, 3760, 3760, and then above 3775 is likely a blue skies breakout. And then once you catch it, then you can continue writing the profits. All right. And then we have Google. Very strong, very strong. If we get above hold, if we get the hold above, I'll just go over the weekly chart, and if we just get a hold above 3,000, I think this also goes much higher. The same identical chart to Microsoft lately, right? So I think they'll run together. And if we get above 3,000 on Google, we likely see higher. But again, 3,000 a very hard number. Do I want to chase here? No. Personally, I'm gonna wait for the Fed starts speaking tomorrow. I posted the entire list of the speakers in the pre-market prep. They start tomorrow. There will be certain comments that will be made, right? There's some handles that we follow. We'll get the breaking news right away, and then we can probably react on those handles and maybe catch SPY calls or puts, whatever it may be, right? So that's what you want to pay attention to in the markets. And we're back on. Okay, I think we're back on, but I don't know if my live is going to work right now. Okay, it's working. So Facebook lagging behind a little bit, but it's just in this base. I'm just going to remove all my drawings here as well. And 330 hold. A 330 hold on Facebook is must, and then obviously we need the through 350. But this could potentially be a bottom. We held the 50 DMA, we dipped below it, we reclaimed it. That's strength. Now, as long as we hold above the 50 DMA, and there's a good chance that they might test the 50 DMA on a daily, and then maybe we go back up again. All right, but it's in a nice little base. Keep an eye on Facebook long. By Friday, I might take a position into it. I may be seeing explosive move given the metaverse news and whatnot and the possibilities that are being explored. All right, and then we have the retailer Walmart. Many of you guys are catching this. Congrats, you guys caught a great move. LB, a great call on Walmart. It's just below the 50 DMA, right? It's just basing. The best thing that I like about Walmart is just making lower, higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher highs or higher lows, sorry. And then the higher high is to be taken out now. And as long as we can take out this 150, the ultimate number on Walmart, if you're consistent with my pre-market videos, 154 is the number. If we take about 154, we likely see a continued rally on Walmart towards 160. That's a $6 trade. So Walmart, I do have my eyes set. Here, it's in a little choppy action. I just don't want to get stuck here. Those that made profits on this dip, congrats. here I would just roll out as you guys have been doing, so just keep managing. Costco, great move, right? And on Friday, just an absolute monster day. We had almost a 25 or 27 point day, I believe, right? And an absolute monster, huge volume. Earnings were the people, the market was impressed. And now the only thing I can say is we need 560 plus hold on Costco, 560 plus hold, and we likely continue higher. And I wouldn't be surprised maybe if it comes back to test 525 one more time, and which will also, the 50 DMA will also be here, and then we bounce off from there to the upside. I would be patient because the premiums are jacked on options now, given the big move on Friday. And so I would patiently just wait on Costco now if you missed the move. And Pfizer, we have some news. They bought out a company, right? And also at UBS, their price targets raised to $60. And if I look at the daily chart, we have nice little cup, nice run, nice consolidation here, nice flagging pattern, and giving the upgrades. And then we also had news that the first person has died from Omicron. Sad, but vaccine stock, if Pfizer continues holding above 53, the uptrend continues towards $60. And I would just buy time on my options if you want Pfizer. It's a great play for small accounts, I believe. So if you have a small account, Pfizer is something that you want to keep an eye on. All right, because options here are only 40 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents, and they can give you your 40%, a double, whatever it may be if you hold. All right, so keep an eye on Pfizer about 53 hold. The bullish uptrend likely continues, and if we take out the all-time highs, that confirms it even more. There's strength, and then we see 60 highly likely. All right. And LRCX chips have been strong for the last few months. Some names are lagging behind. LRCX is one of them. I bought a position for January. A lot of premium was taken out, but that's just how options are. If we continue holding above 700 this entire week, it's just going to take 1 week for the 50-point move, right? Once that move, if I catch it, my options will probably double or triple, right? So sometimes it just requires patience. And so let's see. So LRCX is lagging behind the chip name. As long as we continue holding above 700, I think we're doing fine on LRCX. We're near all-time highs. And if we happen to take out 720 on LRCX, a 715 hold, and we take out 720, we likely see 750 very fast on LRCX. All right. And here I'll just take my profits if I get that move. QCOM, another monster in the making. It's just I'll remove my drawings for a cleaner chart. The number here is 188. I think I already know it. Yep. 188. If we take out 188 on QCOM, it's on blue skies again, and then we likely get a pull towards 200. I think Pav's in some calls, so above 188, if we get this, we get $200 on our QCOM. But 188 is hard, and we need above 188 if I was to enter on QCOM. NVIDIA, taking a little breather. Here, I would not go long, I would not go short. I would wait for this stock to just base out a little bit, consolidate near 300, and when the setup comes, then I likely will see a move higher. So far, unable to hold 335. If it cannot hold 335, we're not going to see more upside. We are going to see downside or consolidation. It needs rest. The stock did great in the last 12 months. Absolute, one of the strongest stocks. And now I think it needs a little breathing time, right? So I would be patient on it. I would not jump in here. AMD, same thing. We caught the leaves. Great move. Made lots of profit on it this year. And now again, consolidation phase. If we can take out this level right here, which is 147, 148, we can probably get a move towards 155. But again, a hold above 155 will be very hard on AMD. Again, similar to NVIDIA, I would just let it consolidate, let it do its thing. It's probably going to stay around 140, 150 for a few weeks, in my opinion. TSM, that's one chart that I would keep an eye out on. They have their Taiwan and China tensions, which is, I think, blocking this name from breaking out. But here, just read these comments. Above 125 hold, we likely see 130 first, 140, and then all-time highs. All right. So keep an eye on TSM, and I would buy time if playing this name. As you guys can see, it's in the base. How long does it stay in this base? I have no idea. All right. But if you're going to play TSM and trying to catch it before the confirmations, I would buy at least 4 to 5 months out. And if you get the breakout, then you make your profits on it. But 125, I would patiently wait on TSM. ASML, T posted an article yesterday. I read it. This is a super strong company. Again, I think on this, if we can get above 800, reclaim the 50 DMA, we likely see much higher on ASML as well. T posted the article if you guys want to read on it, and they do have a lot of business coming their way. And I think they manufacture equipment and stuff that they provide for the other companies. So ASML, keep an eye on it. Personally, I'm not going to be chasing it because the premiums are too expensive. But if you do have a big count, you want to take a risk, I would probably do vertical spreads on this. So ASML, another name that you want to keep an eye out on. Above 800, we do have 890, and if we do take our 890, 900, and then 1000. All right. Now all chip names are strong right now, but if they do fail, remember there's a big, there's a huge downtrend up or a huge levels underneath. Just know these things. Avago very strong. Some upgrades came in today, right? A huge gap up on Friday on the earnings. Personally, I would avoid paying the premiums here because they will be jacked, especially on Monday. I would not even touch it. I want to see for 2-3 days how this acts. And after FOMC, this is one stock that I do have my eyes on that can probably make explosive move towards 700. If I miss the move, I miss it. It's simple. But on this earnings gap, I'm not going to rush it. If I show you guys CRM, one of the gaps, where's that gap? On earnings gap, something like this. So on Avago, I'm not saying the same thing's going to happen. I wanted to consolidate, settle, and then maybe take a long position in it, right? So I would patiently just wait on it, keeping in 620, 600 in mind. If it consolidates above 600, and then play the move to the upside. All right. And lastly, just want to go over 2 crypto charts, BTC and Ethereum. Bitcoin. The reason I'm going over this because we do play Riot, Mara, a lot of Bitcoin names. Crypto is not strong, it's not weak, it's just consolidating, it's just near the 50 DMA. It's set a very critical level for the last few days and the volatility has died. It's just consolidating sideways. If we break the 50 DMA on Bitcoin, or if we take out the last week lows, we likely see much lower on Bitcoin, which is 40K. And if we hold below 42,000, then we obviously have 28, 30,000. Crypto is very volatile. Anything is possible. Maybe we get a huge spike past 60, 70. I have no idea. But here it's at a very critical zone. So just manage your positions if you're in. It can go down or up. We did see a lot of flow come into MSTR puts a couple of months out. They were buying 300, 400 puts. All right. So that's something to keep an eye on. Ethereum, same thing. Right. On the weekly looks weak. And I'm green on my position. Nice. Weekly, I think we do get a touch towards the 50 DMA, which is roughly, it's at 27. I'm not saying it's going to go that low. Maybe it will. I have no idea. But I'm expecting 3,500 touch on Ethereum. 3,500. And then we see what happens from here. Also weak, right? And just keep an eye on these names if you're in crypto. I'm going to try my best to be a little bit more active in the crypto chat, but I only have so many hours in the day. But I have started trading crypto again now. So if you're into crypto, the chat is absolutely free. I do post my alerts and see if I can help you guys. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys back in the chat, in the voice chat.